What's up, everyone? It's Jason here with the Dangerous Pyre G5. We are going to do a trigger video today for you guys. Now, in order to adjust your trigger, you are going to need a 332 and a 564. Now, just to let you guys know, when I went to purchase this marker, all the triggers were pretty much preset, and out of the box, this trigger is a very smooth trigger, and it feels really good, but we're still going to walk through if you want to do any kind of adjustments. So, we'll go ahead and let's explain the adjustments on the trigger first. Let's get it's going to be kind of hard because of the shadow. Let's go ahead and get an angle of the Allens. Okay, the front Allen right here, that's going to be your magnet. That's going to be how you're going to increase or decrease the polarity. The next one is going to be your pre-travel. The Allen in the, basically the deep big hole, is going to be your micro. That's what's actually going to increase or decrease the length before the trigger pull is going to activate the micro switch on the board. Next one is your post travel. Basically, it's going to stop the trigger from going back too far. So like I said, trigger out of the box is beautiful. So if you want a trigger to have a good amount of pull before it stops, then you want to go ahead and adjust your post. If you want the trigger to be really tight to pull, I know some people like playing that, you're going to want to monkey around with your magnet then, so that the polarity is a lot more higher than out of the box. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm actually going to take this marker apart to show you guys the trigger. So bear with me for a little bit while I disassemble this. We're also going to walk you through how to do this as well. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is the entire grip has to come off. And I do know while I'm working on this, to a lot of my new subscribers, you're probably asking me, why the hell am I using a orange towel? The thing is whenever you do any kind of marker maintenance, you always want a pad, like the tech pad you can buy for paintballing, or a towel. It just makes it real easier, as you can see right here, to detect where everything is. Okay, so we'll get the grip off. Okay, we'll go ahead and pop the battery out. So we have the internals. So now let's go ahead and pull out the wire harnesses. Now, for a lot of people that are new to paintballing or getting this marker, these are going to be hard to pull out the first couple times. Mine come out pretty easy because I've already dissected this marker several times. Okay, so we'll go ahead and remove the riptide rag, put that off to the side. And let's go ahead and get the actual trigger frame off. Now the one good thing too, just kind of a little note, the front Allen and the back Allen are the exact same size, guys. So you don't have to worry about accidentally putting them in the wrong place. Okay, and of course just wiggle it out and it is exposed. Now, I know some people are asking me, well, what's this so different about this no side play trigger? I'm going to show you guys why. The no side trigger is actually done by a very interesting little trick. You have one to hold it in place, you have two to hold it in place. A lot of paintball markers either have just one long screw or two little pivots coming together. This one actually uses two Allen screws to a point to apply a smooth amount of pressure to it. Okay, so here is the wave trigger. In the front, you have your magnet, which I do have to admit is a very strong magnet. That's good. Now, if I get my Allen key back there, like we showed you, you have your pre right here. Now this, you're probably asking, why can't you adjust that? That is that spring assist that they're talking about. With most of my paintball guns, I yank the spring out. I don't like it. But with my Clone GT, I left the spring in, and with this G5, I'm leaving the spring in. It's not a heavy-duty industrial spring. It just gives you that little oomph, so it helps out a lot. Okay, and of course, down the big hole, like we said, you have the actual micro activator. Now, out of the box, you can see it's pretty far in there, so I mean it's going to give you amazing trigger pulls out of the box, so just pay attention. Now the trigger does have a dual bearing to really give it a smooth pull, and of course then you have your post, which is basically go right against it. So as you can see, this is a very light trigger, but it is pretty heavy duty. I do like this trigger. I can't say that it reminds me of any trigger I've seen in the past. If anyone can shoot me a comment and tell me what kind of trigger this looks like of seeing it, by all means, love to hear the feedback on that. So other than that, guys, real simple to take apart. As you can see, it comes in pieces relatively quick. The spring, like we mentioned, is very, not the spring, I'm sorry, the trigger, sorry about that, guys, is very smooth. Now, word of the wise too, when you put this back in, take your time. Don't rush yourself, okay? Now, once everything is back in and you have the trigger the way you want it to be, it does have to, let me get the camera here, it does have to come down at an angle, then you push it in. With these trigger screws, don't put them both in immediately. Start one off, get it going, flip the frame, start the next one, so you guys can get a nice pressure on both sides. If you try to apply too much pressure to one side, the trigger is going to be very stiff, and it is not going to pull smoothly. So just definitely pay attention to that. You don't want to strip anything or even get your trigger completely stuck. So we don't want that happening. Okay, as you can see, I'm flipping it back and forth, just to get it okay. And we're there. Nice and smooth. So there we go, guys. Thanks. This is Jason, of course, with the Dangerous Power G5. Thank you very much for watching.